Hey, Obias checking in here. So I recently finished playing Bayonetta 3 on Switch. I got it before I was gifted a Steam Deck, and I was looking for a game like Devil May Cry. This joint was fun to play through, but I still consider the DMC series the GOAT of hack and slash games. Bayonetta 3 is a Switch exclusive that opens its arms to newcomers with tutorials throughout its gameplay and a training mode that lets you practice gunplay, unleash combos and attacks on big and small enemies, all before you hit the battlefield. I played it on expert because I like a challenge, and I found it pretty easy my first playthrough. My gameplay was recorded weeks after I beat the game, so I'm pretty rusty, don't judge me. The game's story is told through movie-like cutscenes with top-tier animation that's consistent during the gameplay, that's backed by music that pumps you up during each battle. I didn't play the first two games, so I can't speak too much about the story, but it seems to pick up where the last game left off. In an alternate universe, Bayonetta meets her demise, so her punk rock loving daughter Viola travels through the multiverse to link with a Bayonetta variant to help crush their enemy. Bayonetta has a unique, fast-paced hack and slash fighting style where most of her attacks look like dance moves. This is highlighted when you summon one of her demon slaves into combat, and her dance moves control the demon's attacks. All of her attacks and combos are extremely easy to pull off too. She's strong enough to handle most enemies solo, especially if you level her up by unlocking her attacks, but summoning the right demon slave is necessary to take down certain bosses, solve puzzles, and progress in the game. Most enemies are classified as combat units with similar designs and next level gothic names not worth remembering, but the battles are fun, fast, and intense when mad enemies try to overwhelm you, and that's when summoning a demon slave comes in clutch. My favorite demon slave has got to be the spider. It can launch fast, fiery combos and attacks and do massive amounts of damage. And as you play through, you unlock new demons that have powerful weapons associated with them. My favorite weapon are the powerful dual fans you unlock later in the game that take down enemies fast and swiftly. Bayonetta is also able to fuse with each weapon to unleash magical attacks and switch up her movement from running to web slinging or gliding. There's so many demon slaves and weapons that it would take multiple playthroughs to unlock all her attacks. My favorite aspect of the combat has got to be witch time though, that set off when you dodge an enemy attack at the last second. It slows down enemies for a period of time, allowing you to get off some nasty combos. You can also concoct potions that give you health, restore magic, and other stat boosts. The game sets its tone early with a boss battle. There's a heavy focus on boss battles with annoying minions that buzz around them trying to drain you like mosquitoes, and I hate mosquitoes. But for the most part, the boss fights are a challenging way to try out your new weapons and abilities, which is dope. This is not an open world game. I thought it would be more of a fantasy world where you pick where you want to go and run into enemies and grind your way to bosses, but it's not. You select the level, then most boss fights are a short stroll, a few small enemies, a puzzle, or light platforming away from the start of each level. The direction you have to go is guided by glowing flowers that, if you collect, you can exchange for items and accessories at the Gates of Hell, which is an item bar. Areas are covered by a mist that ghosts you back onto the path if you walk or fall into the mist. For the most part, most areas are kind of destructible. You can smash some cars, trees, and building windows, but that gets old real quick. The game features another playable character named Viola, who's Bayonetta's daughter from the multiverse that has a powerful demon slave of her own. Her swordsman skills are hella fun to play with during her missions, and she's just as deadly as Bayonetta. I heard for future games, she may be carrying the torch. Her controls match up with Bayonetta, and the game's combat is addictive, but all that button mashing gets hard on the hands, so Jean's spy missions are a nice change in pace that give your hands a break, but I wasn't feeling all the ducking and dodging you had to do in her 2D world. I'm definitely gonna get the first Bayonetta on Steam when it's on sale for the low, but I don't think Bayonetta 3 is worth the squeeze. Unless the only console you own is a Switch. Otherwise, just get Devil May Cry 5 cause that's a lot cheaper. I paid $68 for Bayonetta 3 on sale on Amazon and about $13 for DMC 5 on sale on Steam. The game's story mode is short, easy on its hardest setting, and there's not much replay value unless you want to jump into the Witch Trials, which is a battle arena that gives you the ability to fight enemies as Bayonetta, Jean, and Viola after you beat the game. If you're a Switch gamer, it's definitely a worthwhile experience though, especially since Switch 2 was announced to be backwards compatible, so I'll run it 4 mics. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you like and subscribe, and I'm gonna get up with y'all on the next video, alright? Ha! Holla at me.
You hypnotized off of hatred. Deep down, you don't wanna see us make it. Deep down, you'd rather see us in the basement.